Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today, we got a new marathon by Greybeard, and I wanted to thank him very, very much for this because this is a very personal, marathon for him. And I'm not going to get into too much detail because it's private, but it's just like music that's very, dear to his heart, and he really wanted it to share it with me and Alexia and with you, of course, So, give me just a second. I want to read something by Greybeard. It says, okay, so this is not too personal. So I thought I put together an 80's marathon for you. It's a nice mix of synth pop, new wave, and a bit of alternative. I know you're sure to enjoy. Here we go. And this is the list. So, and then the other stuff, this is more like is personal. And so I'm not going to share that. That's more for me. But he wanted me and Alexa to, enjoy this and share it with us and of course with you. So here's the list, and again, thank you so much, Greybeard, for for sponsoring this for the channel, and thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, all right. So it's called Greybeard's 80's mixtape. So we're gonna start it off with the song Cocteau Twins. This is from the album. I'm sorry, this is the band Cocteau Twins. Track is Garlands. The album is Garlands, and this is from 1982. Then we're going to jump over to Men at Work. The track is Overkill from the album Cargo from 1983. Then Simple Minds are going to play Alive and Kicking Once Upon a Time. This is from 1985. Pet Shop Boys. We're going to do West End Girls from the album Please. This is 1986. Pet Shop Boys, I'm a little bit familiar, not too much. I think some 90s stuff. And then the last one is Icehouse, Electric Blue, Man of Colors is the album 1987. So I'm super ready to do this. Thank you so much again, Greybeard, for thinking of us. And here we go. And I did see right now that the Pet Shop Boys are on Warner, so I'm gonna play another Warner track at the end by them, and I think no, it's not on the same album, but I checked it out. So the Pet Shop Boys, their record company is called Parlophone Records, but it's owned by Warner, so we're pretty much good. So yeah, so here we go with the Cocteau Twins, and this is Garland. So let's check it out. Give me 1 second, and here we go. Enjoy. If this is your first time on the channel, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like the video, dislike the video, whatever you feel like. Be honest, and thank you. Here we go. very, very different, you know. That whole, I loved the lick, the guitar lick and the bass lick, and the harmony, like dee, 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 and then that was very good. It puts you like in a little bit of an altered state, because it's all that like that back in the back, you know, when it starts. Even when it starts, I don't know what it was. I think it was some kind of distorted guitar, and I think just put on loop, and it's crazy that they left it throughout the song. But I think, you know, it was also about a little bit about being different, you know, and original. And it sounds really good, you know. I mean, I don't know if I would play this at full volume, you know, to maybe, you know, just to mess with my neighbors. But it's a good track. I really enjoyed the originality of it and the singing. But just the in the back, you know, that heavy distorted just noise, that's kind of like a pretty bizarre idea, you know, that they would do this, but really cool. I enjoyed it, you know, and like I kind of like when musicians, you know, kind of like throw you out of your comfort zone, you know. And instead of just saying, "Oh, this was horrible because it was so loud," you know, just listen to it and enjoy, you know, enjoy the ride, because that's it. It was intended. It was intended for you to feel a little bit of like, okay, you know, I'm not as comfortable as I could be, but you know, that's the song. Really cool. I would love to hear more by them to see if, you know, what other stuff they come up with, you know, because this was pretty, yeah, it was pretty intense, you know, that, you know, that in the background. But although otherwise, like the riff, the guitar, like the lead, you know, and then also the lick of the guitar and bass together, really cool. And I like that pa, 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 those really synthy drums and stuff. So really cool. No idea, you know, what I was, and I was fairly surprised with something very different. Okay, Men at Work. I think I have heard of Men at Work, but I could be wrong. You know, I think I've seen a cover or two. So this is Overkill from Men at Work Cargo. So here we go. Let's see. Let's check it out.
Get to sleep. I think about the implications of diving in too deep, and possibly the complications, especially at night. I worry over situations I know will be alright. Perhaps it's just an imagination. Day after day it reappears. Shows the fear, ghosts appear and fade away. Alone between the sheets.
Okay, really quickly, I do remember. It's literally the voice, the vocalist gives it away in that dun 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 dun, that style. And then I looked it up. Who can it be? Who can it be now? Ba-da-da-da. I remember that. And then Down Under, I think if that's the song, I come from the dun da da da, you know, like, yeah. Do you speak in my language? I think I know. Yeah, I know this band. I've heard. I think, I don't know, like just on the radio. But this one, Overkill, I've never heard, but and the other ones, the ones that I mentioned, had 745 million plays. That's crazy. If Alexia doesn't know this, we could totally react to this. But yeah, it kind of like the just the style of the band gave it away. I was like, I looked up at the best of, you know, not at the best of, just like what's the most popular on Spotify, and those came up, and I remember the who can it be now, and this sounds very similar, you know. So okay, let's go back a little bit and let's keep going.
Between the sheets only brings exasperation. It's time to walk the streets, smell the desperation. At least there's pretty lights, and though there's little variation, it nullifies the night from overkill. Day after day reappear, night after night my heartbeat shows the fear. Ghosts appear and fade away. Come back another day.
Very cool. Very good. You know, I love that sax. I love the the palm muted guitars. Let's see. It says Men at Work were one of the more surprising we're one of the more not the most. I'm sorry. We're one of the more surprising success stories out of the new wave era, rocketing out of Australia in 1982 to become the most successful artist of the year. With the Police-style rhythm, catchy guitar hooks, wailing saxophones, and off-killer sense of humor, the band's debut album, Business as Usual, became an international blockbuster, breaking the American record for the most weeks a debut spent at the top of the charts. Their funny, irreverent videos became MTV favorites, helping send Who Can It Be Now and Down Under to #1. So that's, I think, why I know them as well, you know. I'm not really like the MTV expert, but I did watch MTV when it was still, you know, music videos, you know, not just like garbage. So really cool track. And yeah, they have something about them that's very positive. Even the cover, you know, they don't take themselves so seriously. I like that, you know. Yeah, and even the picture, you know, That's what I like about Roxy music. Although they're more intense, Roxy music is very crazy. Like before it became like very commercial, it was like very like the videos I've seen. Holy moly, with the guy playing the sax upside down, and you know, Brian Eno like looking all like a lunatic, you know, he's a genius, you know, but yeah, I really like Roxy music. I'm not comparing them, but it's just like, you know, the wacky 80s pictures sometimes, you know, in the 80s, people just dressed really like right now, you know, really weird. So, but I like the 80s more, you know, it's just more of an, I don't know, I just think it's a great era, you know, to, I mean, everything that happened in the 80s is pretty epic, you know, like movies, music, and just pop culture and everything. And yeah, it's just 10 years, you know, and then the 90s and then 2000s, and then here we go. Okay, so this is the next one is Alive and Kicking by Simple Minds. I think I've never heard of this band, but I could be wrong. You know, I do so many different songs, especially with these marathons where it's all mixed, you know. So sometimes I'm like, oh, this is the first time I'm listening to this band, but then people in the chat are like, hey, you've heard this before, actually, you know. You've done this band before. So, I mean, yeah, they... After, you know, 2 years, I'm sure stuff is gonna, you know, repeat itself, you know. Maybe not the same song, but at least like the same band. All right, here we go with Alive and Kicking.
Turn me on. You lift me up like the sweetest cup I share with you. You lift me up. Don't you ever stop. I'm here with you. Now it's all or nothing, 'cause you said you follow through. You follow me, and I follow. What you gonna do when everything's going wrong? What you gonna do when it all cracks up? What you gonna do when the love burns down? What you gonna do when the flames go up? Who's gonna come and turn the tide? What's it gonna take to make a dream survive? Who's got the time to calm a storm inside? Who's gonna save you? Alive and kicking. Take me home where the magic's from, and I'm what you gonna do when things go wrong? What you gonna do when it all cracks up? What you gonna do when your love burns down? What you gonna do when the flames go up? Who's gonna come and turn the tides? What's it gonna take to make a dream survive? Who's got the time to calm the storm inside? Don't say goodbye, don't say goodbye. In the final seconds, who's gonna save you? Oh,
Wow, this reminds me so much. Like, I love this. Like the vocalist, the whole synth thing. Great chords, great lead guitar, the drums. I'm looking at the vocalist and wow, but it reminds me so much like of other bands. Like I mean, Tears for Fears, right? Like that's like the one that reminds me the most, but also like In Excess, and now I know how to say it, In Excess, and like Talk, um, Brian Ferry. There's like these bands that are here that are similar. So these are the ones that I've heard, Duran Duran, a little bit. I've heard like 2 or 3 songs. Level 42, that's kind of weird. Level 42, they hired Alan Holdsworth for one album or two. Yeah. Which ones? I think I do know. I recognize the covers. If you know, if you have those. Let's see. I think that was that in the 90s or in the 80s? I think it was. Man, I thought I would remember. But yeah, he was in level 42 for a while, like for one album or something. Just such a weird, mix, because why wouldn't they, like, I don't know, hire like somebody more not as like crazy, This is a great song. This is the synth that I love, the synth pop. Okay, let's continue. Very cool, very radio friendly, of course, and really cool. So really cool. Just going back to level 42, it's not on Spotify, unfortunately. That's a bummer. That's why I didn't recognize it. It's on the album Guaranteed, from level 42, and this was in 1991, and basically it said rock, jazz, funk, and they hired Holdsworth, but only for the solos, which is even weirder. His guitar solos are not normal. But yeah, if you want to check it out, that album, they're on tracks 4, 8, 9, 10, and 12. I would love to listen to it here on Spotify. I guess I'm gonna have to look it up on YouTube, or sometimes it's weird because some albums are not, on Spotify because they're on YouTube Music or on Amazon Music or some weird decision, But this was a great song. I think so far. Let's see. Well, the Men at Work one was also very good, but this, I think, just musically, because it is a little bit more serious, and and I love the sound of the Simple Minds. Like the vocalist reminds me a lot of Tears for Fears, and That's Just the Wind, and the whole like 80s synth was very cool. So yeah, I think the first track was a little bit too much for me, but I could get used to it. It's one of those things that you just have to get into. But yeah, Man at Work and Simple Minds so far the winners. But let's go now with the Pet Shop Boys. Pet Shop Boys, I remember having a friend in Munich. His name was Christopher, and we were super good friends, and we kind of met. And it was kind of like one of those friendships, that was kind of, I don't know. It's like when you have a friend, but he lives like an hour away, when you're young and there's no internet and you can't drive, and, you can only take a metro. Like I would always take a train to go see him. So it was kind of like more difficult to see him. And so what we would do is like, I would just stay over the weekend, and we were both like Star Wars fanatics, and it was more about like who had the better toys, the better Star Wars toys, that kind of friendship. But we did get along very well. So I don't know. But the thing about this was he was a big metalhead because his older brother was into like Metallica and Iron Maiden and Motorhead and stuff like that, Judas Priest. And I at the time I didn't know anything about metal. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I was listening to, but it wasn't metal. So that was always like a little bit of a debate, like, oh, this music. but what I'm getting at is that he suddenly one day, instead of pulling out like AC/DC or Kiss and stuff like that, and I thought that at the time that everything with a, like, I thought Kiss or AC/DC was metal too, or Def Leppard. That's super weird. I just didn't have any concept of rock music. But one day he pulled out like this cassette, and it was Pet Shop Boys, and he played it, and I was like, this is actually very good. So that's how I met the Pet Shop Boys the first time in my life. And then he just became like a Pet Shop Boys fanatic. And then I remember in 2015, I found him through Steam. Steam is like this PC gaming community where you download games, you buy games, and you can have friends. And I found his name, and I added him as a friend, and I'm like, hey, oh my God, it is you. I've been looking for you for years. And for some reason, he's like, oh my God, it's so good to see you, and blah blah blah. And then he deleted me. So weird. Like, I was like, did I say anything? I have no idea what I did. Maybe it was just too weird for him after so much time, and maybe he didn't have anything to say, or I don't know. I've no idea. It was just weird. But yeah, that's what, I guess it happens. You have a friend, or you have a best friend, and then you don't see him for like 10 years or something, and then you meet him again, and there's just nothing. Like, I was super excited to talk and to catch up, but I guess not for him. He didn't have that idea anymore. Okay, so now let's go with the Pet Shop Boys. Now that I told you my little story, here we go.
West End town. Call the police, there's a madman around, running down underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In a West End town, a dead end world, with the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town, a dead end world, with the East End boys and West End girls. West End girls.
Okay, I've heard this before. I don't know when or where or in what decade, but I've never heard this full song. But I just remember that. Da, 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 you know that. What a cool song! Really good. And the synth, how it comes in the chords, and beautiful build. Really cool. Yeah. That's what I love about, you know, this channel, that I recognize little bits and pieces, like Alexia, like literally in every 70s song she just starts to sing out of the blue because she just heard it, you know, maybe the chorus, but in a movie or something. But yeah, really cool. I love their sound. The guys' voice, so good.
Shadows, whispering voices, faces on posters, too many choices. If, when, why, what, how much have you got? Have you got it, do you get it? If so, how often? Which do you choose, a hard or soft option? In a West End town, a dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town, a dead end world, the East End boys and West End.
Is so good. The boom, 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 boom. It doesn't really sound like a bass. It sounds like a synth, you know, synth. What a cool, like really cool, man. Yeah, we're gonna play some more Pet Shop Boys once we're done with Icehouse. What a cool band. I think there's one song there's this movie I highly recommend it. It's called Bronson. And it's not about Charles Bronson. It's about this guy who his name was not Bronson. He thought he was Charles Bronson. And he was in jail. And it's played by this, what's his name? Amazing actor who played Bane in Batman. And he played Mad Max. And what's his name? I'll remember right now, but Tom Hardy, and he plays like this guy, and he's like this super violent prisoner. It's just such a good movie. It's just such a great performance. And there's a scene where they play da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 da. Da 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 dee da 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 da. Da-dee, da-da, da-da. It's a sin. Da-da-da-dee-da. Yeah, exactly. And that, since I've seen the movie so many times, I remember that's from the Pet Shop Boys. And go see it. I just bought the movie. I just rebought it. I had it on DVD and I bought it on Blu-ray. It's an amazing movie. It's not for everyone, you know. Like, maybe read about it, watch the trailer. It's a great movie. It's directed by Nicholas. Oh man, what's his name? Nicholas. The guy who directed Drive, I think. Nicholas. Man, let me see. If you like the movie Drive, you're gonna like the movie Bronson. It's the same. Oh, Nicholas Winding Refn. And Nicholas Winding Refn, he's just a great crazy dude. You know, he did Only God Forgives, Drive, The Neon Demon, Bronson, and he's the only one who has seen like the original Dune movie that was gonna be made by not David Lynch, but another director who made like this book. He's from like Argentina, a crazy guy, and there's a documentary about that. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting totally off track. But he says like he's the only one who has seen the original artwork for Dune, and Mick Jagger was involved, and Dali, Salvador Dali, and the guy from Alien, the illustrator, he did all the paintings. It's just amazing. Jaronovsky, I think David Jaronovsky, something like that. But let's continue with the song. Sorry about the break. Awesome. All right. Okay, so the next song is Icehouse, Electric Blue. And just some trivia if you're interested, if you're a fan of Dune, you know, they're releasing, of course, the second part, but that's a different, you know, that's the new one, which I love, you know, the French director. What's his name? The one who directed the second Blade Runner, and he's just a master. But this movie is called Jodorowsky's Dune, and this is Alejandro Jodorowsky, and this came out in 2014. And this is just a trip. If you want to watch what this movie was going to be, this was going to be like a 6-hour movie. And yes, it was going to have Salvador Dali playing it, and Orson Welles and Mick Jagger, and like outlandish idea. And unfortunately, it never, you know, because the movie was basically unfilmable, right? Like all this time, and he had the idea, and then they gave it to David Lynch, and then I think he did a great job. I've seen it like 5-6 times, and I'm always kind of like, well, it is a great movie. It's just like it didn't do well at the box office because it was also very weird, and David Lynch, you know, just is a very weird director. But I think it's a great movie, you know. And now the new one, of course, is just, I mean, finger lickingly good. Okay, so Electric Blue, Icehouse is next. Never heard of this band. Let's see. It starts with a bang though. Just if you're wearing headphones, just be careful.
If a boy had a chance with someone like you, are you gonna break his heart? Let him cry for the moon. Are you hiding somewhere behind those eyes? I just freeze every time you see through me, and it's all over you. Electric blue on my knees. On my knees. Help me, baby, tell me what can I do? Electric blue. Oh, I had a dream. For a moment I believed it was true. Oh, I'd have given anything just to be there with you. Are you hiding somewhere behind those eyes? I just freeze every time you see through me, and it's all over you. Electric blue. In too deep, standing here waiting as I'm breaking into electric blue. I can see that it may be just a vision of you. Electric blue. On my knees. Help me, baby, tell me what can I do? Electric blue. Are you hiding somewhere behind those eyes? I just freeze every time you see through me, and it's all over you. Electric blue. In too deep, standing here waiting as I'm breaking into electric blue. I can see that it may be just a vision of you. Electric blue. On my knees. Help me, baby, tell me what can I do? Electric blue. I just freeze every time you see through me, and it's all over you. Electric blue. In too deep, standing here waiting as I'm breaking into electric blue. I can see that it may be just a vision of you. Electric blue. On my knees. Help me, baby, tell me what can I do? Electric blue. Electric blue. Electric blue.
I love this, like this sound, like this 80s, like this example, for a perfect example is bam, bum, 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 bum. This keyboard, the synthy keyboard, like it reminds me of movies like Labyrinth, you know, the soundtrack that David Bowie provided. But again, Tears for Fears, like Head Over Heels, you know, songs like that. This is, I think, one of the this was my favorite song of the marathon. I don't know why. There's something about it. I don't know why, you know, like this was so good. This was like, I just want to like listen to more of this album, you know. And it also has like surprisingly like a lot of listeners still, you know. I mean, well, and just because I don't know doesn't mean the rest of the world doesn't know it, but this is really good. Like this was just musically, I guess, the most satisfying. The voice and the like the amount of reverb and delay, it's just something that I, you know, love, you know. Yeah, but Men at Work, great. Simple, I think Simple Minds and Icehouse are my favorites, and it's weird because I love the Pet Shop Boys and I knew this one, you know. I mean, at least the chorus. The first song, you know, I have to listen to it again. I didn't hate it, but it was just a little bit very dense, you know. So okay, let's do this. Let's play another Pet Shop Boys, and I know Always on My Mind, that one is very, very like played, so let's do that, you know. So I just want a little bit more Warner Brothers on here, and let's do it. So here we go. I've heard this before as well. I love this, like I love those keyboards. I think it's like an arpeggiator where you press one key and it's just like, you know, and it's like a sequence. Love it. Quite as often as I could. Little things I should have said and done. I never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. And I guess I never told you I'm so happy. Very cool. There's so much happening, you know, in this with the synth, and I love it. Really cool marathon. Thank you so much, Greybeard, for sharing this with me. Oh my god, we just got to 88,000. I can't believe it. 88,000 subscribers. 88,002. So if you're watching this and if you're new to the channel and you just subscribed, thank you so much. 88,000. Holy moly. So now I can almost like, I saw the other day I subscribed to this guy who was super cool. His name is David, and he has a channel, and it's called I have it right here. Give me a second. It's called Late Night Lessons, and he does really cool things on the you know, on the guitar, and I like his way of teaching because he's very like he applies the theory, you know, like he gives you all the notes and all the chord progressions and stuff. And I was basically looking for some Greg Howe, you know, some fusion guitar, and he was like doing a lesson on there. And what was I gonna say? About I had a point that I was gonna make. Oh yeah. So, and he just got to 103,000, and in one video, like recent video, I think that's a couple of months ago, and he's like, yeah, I can literally smell he was like at 99,800 or something in that video. So he's like, I can literally smell the 100,000 subscribers. I can like literally taste it. And I was like, here, and I subscribed to him, and I was like, here's one more. But really cool stuff. If you like guitar, if you play guitar, check him out. He's very nice, really cool guy, very simple, you know, just like this, you know, no flashy crap, you know, just, you know, his background with a bunch of guitar stuff, you know, and he plays some mean guitar, and he plays some really great riffs, and he's also on Patreon, and then there you can download if you want the, you know, the notation and the tab, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, just from one YouTuber to another YouTuber. I don't consider myself a YouTuber, but yeah, pretty much. I love that we're almost at 2,000 videos. That's crazy, you know. But yeah, 88,000 subscribers now. I see it. That's crazy. So thank you so much for your support, everyone who's been there from the beginning. Like Greybeard, you know, he joined us at, I think we were like at 4,000 or 6,000 or 10 or something. So thank you so much for sticking with us, and all you guys, you know, who watch these marathons, who like what we do. We're really passionate about it, and so I hope you keep enjoying, and I hope we stay relevant. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.